G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another NBA 2K25 Play Now Online video. And in this video you're going to see by the title, it's going to be my predicted finals matchup for the next season in the NBA. Not really much of a hot take. I mean, I'm going with the Boston Celtics versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Both are favourites in their respective conferences, I do believe, and rightfully so. But I didn't really want to use Boston. I would have liked to use a tier 2 or tier 3 team. And sorry if you can hear the wind in the background, it's so windy when I'm recording this audio. But my opponent decided to pick the Thunder, and then I decided to match up, and I thought, you know what, I might as well use the best team in the game, basically, and I'll go with Boston at this stage. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Boston first. I mean, they're just primed to go back-to-back. I mean, last year, they I don't want to say lucky, because they did beat, obviously, everyone, but they didn't have to verse Milwaukee, Philadelphia, or who am I missing? New York in the playoffs. I mean, obviously that's because they lost and they didn't have to, but a lot of teams were hurt and they kind of had a bit of an easy run, not going to lie. Even in Cleveland, I believe Donovan Mitchell got injured, and then Indiana, Halliburton couldn't play. But yeah, in this vid, obviously I've advanced to the second half just so it saves me some editing and I don't have to go through and edit all the highlights. I'll just let the second half play out so you guys can see the whole second half and just see how good or bad I am and see if I can hold the win as I have a small lead. This gameplay was a little bit ago, and the shooting, I'm still not good at it, but I think they might have made it a bit easier since last time, but not too sure, but hopefully we can get the win here. But yeah, back to Boston. They've just got the best roster in it. I mean, they've spent a gajillion dollars to keep it together, which they should. They will be getting new owners, though, I believe, as they are selling the team. But yeah, they just have the best team. And it's really just going to come down to the playoffs again. I can't really see any team having a better regular season record than them. The only way I see that happening is if a surprise team comes up out of nowhere and they just play a lot better than anyone expects. And if Porzingis, I believe he's predicted to come back in December, if that actually, he doesn't come back till, February or something, and maybe another injury here or there to, who knows, Tatum or Brown could really screw things up for them a bit, but I still see them winning 55 plus games. I mean, to go under 50 wins with this team would be insanity, so they should be the number one seed again, therefore they have home court, and it's just going to come down to playoff matchups and how well they do. I mean, obviously over the summer, it hasn't been a great summer for them with the likes of Tatum not really playing for Team USA, and then Jaylen Brown not getting the call up, and he's obviously disgruntled by that. And the likes of Derek White being picked over Jaylen Brown, who's on his teammate, and Jaylen Brown didn't really seem to be too supportive of that. He was just fuming that he wasn't on the team himself. But, will that put a chip on their shoulder to play better, or will it, make them play a bit more selfishly, and will Tatum be looking to boost his numbers because he didn't have the craziest numbers last season, although it was still a great season for him. I mean, many expected him to probably win the Finals MVP though, and Jaylen Brown was better than him again, and so Tatum didn't win anything himself, but won the chip, and that's all you can really ask for, and that's what you want to see. But who knows, maybe he'll step it up, or maybe he'll be selfish and try to go for more of those individual accolades. It could go either way. Same with Jaylen Brown. He's already not known for really passing the ball that much, and will he go back to that and continue to be a selfish player, or will he take a step back and sacrifice again to win the championship? But honestly, it just comes down to health, as it does with all these teams. And big Kristaps Porzingis, as he gets a huge slam there. Will he be healthy enough? Because that was... he was just so good for them. He was just like an X Factor, but not really an X Factor because he's better than an X Factor. Just when he played, he was unbelievable. So is he going to have another year in those legs, and can he stay healthy? But that's really all I've got for Boston. I mean, I don't think they really did too much in the offseason. I mean, they brought in Lonnie Walker, actually, who was a good signing. A lot of people were shocked he was available and was able to go to Boston. So that's a good little pickup for them. But yeah, moving on to the Oklahoma City Thunder now, my opponent's team. And I think they are just primed to have a big season this year. I mean, they already had a great regular season last year, finishing as the number one seed, I believe. Although my Denver Nuggets probably should have done that, but they choked a game against San Antonio late in the year, which really did cost them. And they had a pretty good playoff series. I mean, they swept the Pelicans after that game one. A bit of a nervy game one, but after that they dominated. And then in the second round against Dallas, probably should have gone 7 games. I mean, it was a pretty underrated series, and it actually could have gone either way. But that game 6 in Dallas, a foul by Shea on PJ Washington, which was a bit of an iffy call. I mean, it was definitely there. It was just, one of those real unlucky ones. And unfortunately, they could not force a game 7 there. But I love their off-season moves with the likes of Caruso and Hartenstein being brought in. They gave up Giddy for Caruso, which they got big props for early on. A lot of people loved that trade. But now it's kind of swung back a little bit the other way, giving up on a young prospect. I mean, I think it's a good trade for both teams, to be honest. Giddy was kind of exposed in the playoffs, needs to have the ball, and when he doesn't, he's just not really a threat, can't really shoot the ball, and he was just being left wide open, and it's really messing up the spacing for them. So Caruso can definitely shoot it a bit better. Obviously not the playmaker Giddy is, but he's also a lockdown defender as well. And you look at OKC's defense, and it's looking scary with the likes of Shea, Caruso, Dort, J-Dub, and then Chet protecting the rim. And then they can also bring in Hartenstein to either play along with Chet or to, just sub in for Chet, because Hartenstein had a great season with New York last year. And the fact that OKC managed to just sign him and not have to give anything up was a great, great find. And it really addresses the weaknesses, because Chet just couldn't rebound the ball, especially in that Dallas series. At times he was getting manhandled by Lively and Daniel Gafford. But you see here, my opponent just didn't make a sub all game, and I think this is where he starts spamming the timeouts like absolutely crazy to try to get back any stamina they can. But it's just ridiculous, because OKC, I feel like, have a good amount of depth as well. So just an interesting ploy there, and just timeouts are just dumb in general. I wish the NBA would get rid of a couple of them, make the game more free-flowing, but the ad money isn't going to make itself. But yeah, he's basically burning through all these timeouts here to try to recoup their stamina. But yeah, getting back to OKC, I could see Shea winning MVP this year. I mean, I think he finished second last year. It was a little bit debatable, but I think Jokic did deserve it. But this year now, he's primed to get that MVP and that Finals MVP, because I can't see anyone putting up bigger numbers than him on his team, at least. Maybe around the league with the likes of Luka Doncic, Giannis, Jokic again. But I don't think Jokic is going to get another MVP just because of voter fatigue, and I don't think his team's going to be as good this year after losing KCP for nothing. But yeah, back to OKC. The oldest player is actually Caruso. I just had a look at their roster. Caruso is 30, and he's their oldest player, so maybe the lack of veterans could come back to bite them in the end, but I think they're just so well drilled and so well coached that it won't affect them. And crunch time, they just give it to Shea. Shea, Chet, pick and roll, or just a Shea ISO is basically as good as you're going to do. And it's just going to come down to the playoffs again. I mean, I think they'll finish as the number 1 seed. Both these teams should finish as the number 1 seed. They're quite young, and that's what really helps teams in the regular season. You don't want to be an old team, because that's really hard for them to get up every night for every single regular season games. Whereas when you're a bit younger, a bit more athletic, you tend to be able to pick yourself up every day and every night for back-to-backs and that sort of thing. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I mean, if I did have to pick a winner, I think I'd still go Boston just. But, I mean, that's not really going out on a limb. I really would hope this would be a finals matchup, because I think it'd be a great one, with the likes of Brown and Tatum going up against Shea and J-Dub. Even though the matchups would probably have Dort on guarding one of them, and then it's just going to be switching all over. And then Chet v Porzingis, battle of the unicorns there as well. But yeah, those are my thoughts, and those are my predictions. I mean, I'd probably pick Shea to win MVP, and then maybe Tatum gets his, well, not revenge, gets his finals MVP after he plays a bit better. next season in the finals. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Now I'm just going to commentate the rest of this gameplay. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Let me know what teams you want me to play or talk about next, because I really want to start using some of the lower teams, but it's just so hard in Play Now Online because you don't really get matched against tier 3 teams. You just get matched against an opponent, and most of your opponents, want to use either their favorite team or one of the good fun teams to use. So not many people want to use the tier 3 teams down below, but I'll try to mix them in soon. Even if it is going to cost me my record, because I'm still undefeated at the moment, but it's still very early on, and I'm not really playing that seriously. It's just for a bit of, just for fun, as we force a good stop there. But it's still a bit laggy for me, so sometimes I do have to play a little bit of off-ball. But Jaylen Brown goes inside, dumps it down to Porzingis, who kicks it back out, and I take my time. I thought I had an open shot there, but no. But I get it to Tatum, who drives in and finishes with the easy layup. And another thing about 2K25, I am not a fan of all the rims just hitting greens and then watching it bounce on the ring about 100 times before it drops. It's just frustrating. I wish it would just go straight in. Go back to the swishing mechanic, to be honest. But as we force a miss there out of Shea, Tatum brings the ball up, sees Derek White in the corner. We get it to him eventually. He pulls it, but he doesn't green it, and it rims out as Shea goes up the other end. Can we get Drew to stop him? Passes it to Dort, fakes the midi. Tatum, good hands-up defense, forces it out wide, and they get it back to Shea. And this is what my opponent was doing for most of the game, just giving it to Shea and calling pick and rolls to Chet, which I don't really blame him for. But we've got good lockdown defenders as Drew clamps him, forces him to give it up, and we get a shot clock violation. Great defense there from Drew. And with 3 minutes remaining, up by 8, we should be able to come away with this win, as we just need to be able to get another score here or there, and we should be able to hold them off, because it's pretty low scoring again, as we're going to call the play for Tatum. Bit of a risky pass there, but we're going to give Tatum the ball and just try to go to work. Get it to Jaylen Brown, finds Tatum. We go inside, pump fake, out to Drew, call for the pick and roll. What's Drew going to do? He's going to go around the screen, pull up for 3. No, we cannot green it. We get a white there. Caruso just goes all the way. Terrible defense from me, and he slams it down. And just like that, it's a 6-point game. So actually, it's a 2-possession game with 2.5 minutes remaining. So this is definitely not over. We're going to call another play here for Tatum. Had a little bit of space, but not enough to pull the shot. Pick and roll. Tatum goes inside, finishes the layup. Tough layup. Thought it was going to be an and-1 there, but he made the shot. That's the most important thing. And we go back up 8 with 2 minutes remaining. Shea, Gilgeous, Alexander passes it inside to Chet. We stop it with Porzingis. Drew, pick and roll. ISO now. Can Drew stop him? He dribbles into Derek White. Back to Chet, to Dort, to J-Dub. Tatum with the good defense. Dort gets the rebound though. Kicks it out to Chet. Chet pump fakes. Shea v Derek White now. Can White hold him? Derek White with the good defense. Shea takes a tough midi, and it doesn't go in. Tatum with the rebound, and we should just take our time, but we're going straight at him. Derek White, wide open. No, we kick it out. Tatum inside to Drew. Back out to Tatum. Tatum goes in to Derek White, open for 3. Can he knock it down? No, but Tatum gets the rebound. Probably could have gone up, but Drew takes the wide open midi, and he can't get it to go, but it gets tipped out back to Drew again. And OKC having trouble rebounding, just like they did in real life. But we go to Tatum again, and Tatum's going to hit the spin layup. What a move with the left hand. Gets it to go, and it's a double-digit game with 1 minute remaining, and that should do it, as Shea pulls the step back on Drew, goes inside, makes the layup. But that should be all she wrote here, as we get the win with the Celtics. I mean, we should, to be honest. But my opponent was decent, but Boston are just too good, as they're going to call for this pick and roll again. Tatum takes a terrible shot there. I was just trying to hit a nice shot there with Tatum, but I still just use the button. I can't really do the rhythm shooting, as Drew plays some great defense there, forces the missed layup. We kick it up to Derek White, and we're going to have one more offensive possession here. Tatum, what's he going to do? Running a bit low on stamina. We get it into Porzingis, and Porzingis going to hit him with the post fade, and I time it perfectly. What a way to finish that with the unicorn over Chet. And now my opponent, is he going to dribble it out? No, he'll take the 3, not going to give up. Rims out, and Derek White is going to find Drew. And I'm just going to pull it, maybe to get another score here, but it doesn't go in. But that's it. We end up winning. Is it going to be by 10, 8, 7? Dort takes a shot at the buzzer, doesn't go. But we pick up the win there to remain undefeated in this series so far. That won't last for too much longer, you would think. But we get the win. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. You see the stats there. Tatum was brilliant for us, actually. 22, 7, and 3. Drew chipped in as well with double digits, and my opponent was trying to go to work with Shea, but we forced him to 50% shooting. But you see the stats there. Neither of us could shoot from 3. It was pretty bad. But both teams do have good defenders, so it was always going to be a little bit tough to score. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.